Hi, my name is Premasim Jain, and today in this lecture we will see Node.js script, how it works and how it functions. So this is available on my project at GitHub. You can feel free and try it out. So we are going to understand how application before application a script with some purpose is being run. So in here this project is used to convert Mongo JSON data or any JSON file into CSV file or Excel file. So these are the options. So we'll just do a quick walkthrough of the code and then we'll run it. So Node is pretty much independent. You can put the code in any JS file, and it can use the global variables when it's there, which are installed libraries installed at the global level. So first line is we are trying to retrieve the mongoDB. So we are importing, or we say that we require the module with name mongoDB, and on this module we are connecting the Mongo client, and as soon as we get the client we are assigning it to a variable. After that we are connecting client, so we can put any credentials like any IP address, whichever we pass, it would get connected. Now, as you know, very generalized, the Mongo basic, sorry, the Node.js, it uses the callback. So every method basically, or every function has two parameters. One would be whatever it takes, and second would be the callback. So we have an anonymous function which takes two arguments. First would be error and second would be data. We can say data here, the database connection or whatever. So as soon as this gets if this gets connected, that's fine. If it doesn't, then you can write it in console.dir whatever errors. So here you are getting your mongodb connected, then you are trying to call a particular collection inside that database. So once you come here, you say db.collection.systems.user. So that's how your systems user will get connected, and then you have just empty variable result. So I'll just take you ahead. Right now we just went through a couple of lines, and you might be wondering what actually this script is going to do. So in this line we are doing just a query, find query, find everything. This is the matcher. So if you don't pass anything, which means everything, and then second is the suppression. You are suppressing ID, and you are saying give me the user database and roles for that user. So what we are essentially going to do is we will query the Mongo database for its system users. We will list all the current users with its database name and its role, and once we get that, to array will convert it into the array, and once that is converted we again have a function. So this function, everything first argument is error. If error happens, you can handle it accordingly. If the data comes up, so whatever data comes up by the magic of Node.js or as per the design, the data will come up here in this function in items. This is again a callback function which we have just passed. So as soon as this query gets executed, inside the to array, the items would get populated, and once the item is there, you will say db.command.hostinfo 1, which means this is the data DBA command basically. So on the database, you are trying to grab the host info, and once you get the host info, you are going to put it inside the variable which is called as club, and then whatever item, each line item. So this is a automatic for loop also which happens. So for each item you are trying to push up the club info, then you are logging it, and then in this iteration for the roles, if role is present. So let's try to run, because I just don't want to complicate it with so many ifs, fors and all that. So it will give you a better idea. So to do that, let's go to raw, and then we will execute it in here, we will say name is big, but that's fine. So we have named that, just to be explicit, uh, find Mongo users with its role. So we are going to do host info query, and then we are going to find out the roles. And once roles happens, here we are trying to convert the JSON to CSV, which is comma separated value. Let us run, and then we will analyze that. So everything has been done over here. Let's go. So we basically found all the users, and after finding all the users we found all the roles, and then we had the host information. Host is local host basically, and then file has been saved. So that CSV file which has been saved, that will have the information. So we see it just got reloaded. This is the file which is CSV file. If you will open it in Excel, it will give you the columnar information. So you can open it in Finder, which is in any of the program with whatever you have. And then if you will open it, it will get open in the Excel. So this script I have just written to grab user information, its host, if the user is elevated or it's a super user. So there are some conditional check which I was talking, that if there are if conditions or whatever, just to identify and put the values accordingly. So we'll quickly go through that now. So as soon as we get the result, we get all the users, we get user, database and roles. These are the three fields. Inside that we do another command. This command will finish here. So you see these brackets. This bracket will open here and close here. This bracket. So this is one command. Now why we have nested command? This is one command. As soon as these commands get executed, its callback would be called. Inside that you can fire another nested command. So you did the db command for host information, then you have just host information, whatever the host information came up from this, which was essentially my local host, it came up over here. Then you iterated over all the items, and once you iterated, you was just trying to figure out if it has a read role or if it has a root role. If it has a read role, then you will say elevated is equal to true, otherwise super user as true. At last, there is just a little bit of hack to change the sequence. So just believe everything is done. Why to change the sequence? Because if you see here, we want the information, first information was host, because when you will run this on a Mongo cluster, wherein you will have different hosts which have different user information and databases, so that would help you. Now whatever data which has came up over here, there is another module in Node.js which is called as JSON to CSV. So now we took help of this, because by this point in time, whatever JSON file we have, JSON structure we have, which is called as items. So this module takes some predefined signature. It has predefined signature or parameter. So first parameter, you have to do the data, whatever data you are going, and second would be the maps fields or the header names. So once we find that, it would have host name, TB, elevated super user. You can call super user as let's say God user. Just wanted to show you that it works real time. If we'll run and we say db as database, so it will change the headers. Whatever data it gets, it would give it to the module, and module will understand that inside here in this items what fields would be there, and it would convert the JSON into CSV file. Once the conversion happens, we are passing this conversion to the fs.write file. It is also asynchronous, so it would start writing in this file. This will be the data, and this the function callback function. Since we are not expecting anything over here, everything will be, if error is there you can log the error. If error is not there, that means it will write into the file.csv format. So let us rerun it again. So stop and rerun. As soon as we rerun this file will be here. So we will close this and reopen this again. So now if we will reopen this file, we see God user over here. DB is database. So it reflects nicely, and that's how it works. You can also run it through command prompt, and it's super simple. You just have to say node and then the file. But before, yeah, you can run multiple copies, even that is fine. So you have to say node, and then you have to say whatever thing, and this will run it over here. So this is how the node script is written by using callbacks or whatever we have learned so far. Now we will, before moving to the actual application, we would cover the how Express works, what are the advantages of Express, how routing works, and how heavy lifting web server has been created. So that is something which is part of upcoming lecture. So thanks for watching. Try out this script, and if you have any questions, please feel free to call me. Thank you.